what math do you see in this picture? I heard a lot of different stuff. Janelle, they have one hole? What do you mean one hole? Can you give me can you point to where you see one hole? Which color would be one hole? You think the orange would be one hole? How do you know it's one hole, Janelle? How many parts do you see in that block? How many? What do y'all think? How do we know, how does Janelle know that's one hole? What do you think, Tori? Oh, it's one piece, okay, or one part. So if that orange is one whole, do you see any other fractions? Brooklyn, you see one?
1/2.
Where do you see 1/2? Oh. Oh, it's split into two pieces, you said, okay. And what do you notice about those pieces?
They're equal.
They have to be equal pieces. Do you see 1/2 anywhere else?
Yes.
Where, Logan?
Yeah. I see the purple one.
The purple one you think is 1/2? What do y'all think? Agree or disagree? Purple is 1/2.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree? Why, Allison?
The reason why is because it doesn't fill up the whole row.
Oh, yeah. Do you see, Logan? Look at the purple here.
Okay. But also, like, I have something.
It's too dark.
That's okay.
But it's a line
There are two
pieces.
There's two blocks, and it's purple, and they're both equal. They're the same thing, but it's just adding an extra block.
It's adding an extra block. So where do you see the 1/2s then?
It's in both of those two.
Both of these. Oh.
If you connect it together, it's just making a
Yeah,
smaller
you see
hole.
the.
Oh, say that again, Angeli.
A smaller hole.
It's making a smaller hole.
So, like,
Can I
if
compare this 1/2 and this 1/2?
No.
Why not?
Because
the
they're
hole's
not
the
It's
same.
not the same size hole. I could call these 1/2, sure, because I mean I have two of those parts in my hole,
The brown one.
but it wouldn't be the same as this one. So let's go back to what if we made the orange just one hole? We're gonna say this one's one hole. Are these still 1/2? The purple.
Not for
No.
Say that, Tyler.
not for the whole, like, the brown one on top of it could match, but not the orange one because it's bigger.
So these maybe could be holes, but so let's think about that then. If this, we're gonna take this halfway for a second. If the orange is a hole, then what do you think the purples would be? We're gonna talk with your neighbor. What would the purples be then if orange is one hole?
No.
No, because it's not the same
What do you think? 1/4? How do you? Why do you
It
think?
should be.
Wait, 2/4. Area to make it the
I think it
same
could be.
color.
I think it will be.
Well, what does 4 mean? Seems like we're a little stumped. Let's look at it. Think about fractions. What do we know about fractions?
They have to be equal.
They have to be equal parts of what?
Same distance and same amount.
Say that again.
Same distance and the same amount.
The same distance on the number line or same amount of
Area.
area. So let's think about it. If this is a hole, and I've got this piece, I've got this piece, and I've got this piece. Would that row represent a fraction? Why not?
Because
They're not all the same size. Okay, so that row, let's eliminate that. What about the next row? Do you think that would represent a fraction then? Why not?
There's one.
Well, no, it's
not
one.
Super bogus. Allison, go ahead.
it's not cut in half, and whenever you get to the red, it's like kind of apart from
Are you
it,
talking about this red here? Okay.
so it won't really go all together.
Okay, so we don't have equal parts there. What about in this row? What do y'all think? Turn and talk with your neighbor. Do you see fractions? And if so, what fractions do you see in that row?
I see
I see
one
big.
I think
one
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 is
too small.
too
Too
big. You
big.
just take away that
And then the line.
So what's we say about the whites then and the
1,
red?
2, 3, 4, 5, and the 2 white ones make
Okay, I put them together and make
5 pieces. So what about the whites then? How many of the whites?
Is that one? Potatoes.
What do y'all think about this row? Do you see a fraction here? Super focus. Do y'all see a fraction here?
Yeah.
What fractions do you see then? Charlie? Fifths? Where do you see fifths?
Like, I see them. Like, this is a fifth, and this is a fifth, this is a fifth, this is a fifth. This is equal to a fifth. These two are like equal to a fifth because this red piece is a fifth, right? If you take away this line and then color it red, it's a fifth. Holy crap!
So, Logan. So I see that these are each a fifth, you said, Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
So these are a fifth?
No.
Those are 1/10. When both of them together. It's
Both
not.
of them
It's
together
both
is a
of them
fifth,
together
okay.
is a fifth. It's like, it was
So, but what if, so what would just one of the white pieces be then?
1/10.
1/10, you think? Why?
Because it looks like if you
Kyla's got the floor?
if you make all the one, like if you cut in half all the other red pieces,
Uh-huh.
they're 2 parts. So 5 times 2 is 10, and there's 2 white pieces, and there's 10 pieces altogether, so there's 2 fifths.
Okay, so Kyla said if we cut all these pieces in half, let's try it. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. So what could we say then about 1/5 that's equivalent to what?
2 tenths.
What happened to the number of pieces in the whole?
It's got big.
They doubled. What happened to their size?
That's small.
They got smaller, right?
Like the bigger the denominator.
Oh, remember we talked about too, if we're sharing and I have a candy bar and I have the choice, I can share it with 5 friends or 10 friends, which one is gonna give me the most candy? If I share with how many? 5, I have less people that I've gotta share with. Interesting. We're gonna come back to this tomorrow and I wanna think about, are there any more fractions that we see, or are there any other connections? I heard some people, fractions was one thing, but a lot of you had other ideas about what you saw in this picture, which was really interesting.